So guys, the most tragic news have happened. And I'm gonna be honest, most people paying attention knew that this would happen. Unfortunately, it seems that the queen herself, an absolute icon within the Vtubing space, Gura, has decided to leave hololive. Now, I don't know what her future plans are or what she's gonna do, but this comes from a wave of multiple hololive VTubers leaving. And to be honest, as shocking as it is and as sad as it is, I don't think it came as a surprise for anybody. But I don't think anybody outside of VTubing space understand how big of a thing it is to lose this character. Now, the individual behind the character is going to come back with either our old self or a rebranded old self. But regardless, there's something very iconic about Gawr, and I thought we're gonna react to it because I've been gone while this happened. So I want to kind of look at it right now, talk about it, and talk a little bit about my thoughts around this after we looked at a video. So I know this starts like a little bit late. It's like around here.
Hi. Hello, everyone. It's me, Gura, from Hololive English Myth.
You sound so nervous.
Thank you for coming tonight and for being here. It really means a lot to me that you're here right now. I'll keep this short and to the point. I'm not so good with words, but I will do my best. And please forgive me. I am reading off of some notes so that I don't forget anything. First of all, I'm really sorry for worrying you or upsetting you with this announcement.
She's so sweet.
This has been a very long time coming, but today I am here to announce that I will be graduating from hololive on May 1st, 2025, JST.
And the reason why she says this is a very long time coming is that if you've been paying attention, she has barely been streaming. She's had really long breaks, come back, have a really long break, come back. And that's how I viewed it, at least. I might be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think she's had a lot of gaps between her streams. And as far as I know it as well, she also I read it somewhere that she kind of finds it a little bit exhausting between the travels to Japan as well. And she's a little bit closed up individual that doesn't really like to, she doesn't, it's not antisocial, but it's like she doesn't, it's too much. It's a little bit too much to constantly travel and meet so many people and like constantly go back and forward for her whole life. So she's been burned out, exhausted. And I'm not saying burned out on streaming, but burned out in itself. Because at some point you do work that is just not matching the energy you were living at.
My reasons being disagreements with management and company direction.
She also stated in her stream, that is why she's leaving also. Is it this stream or you're talking about a different one?
Disagreements with management and company direction. I debuted in September of 2020 with 4 other incredibly talented girls who I respect and admire. I had barely any streaming or singing and dancing experience before joining this company. It was incredibly exciting, but also very intense and unexpected to be suddenly surrounded by so many eyes and expectations. I remember there being many days where the stress was so overwhelming that I couldn't eat or keep food down. But the continuous support and patience of my wonderful community helped to lessen that feeling and pushed me to go on to do things that I didn't even know I was capable of. I am so lucky and so thankful for each and every one of you, to the opportunities given to me, and for the almost 5 years we've been able to spend together. I love singing for you and performing for you on stage or in my bedroom. You helped pull me out of my shell, and I went off from being too scared to sing alone in my shower to singing live in front of hundreds and thousands of people. When I think about how many of you I've been able to connect with, it brings me so much joy. It's been an honor and a dream come true to be your shark, your Gooba. With you, I've been able to achieve what I thought for a very long time would be impossible for a girl like me. To feel a part of something and to belong. I love being an idol and Vtubing and watching all of my senpai, kohai, and the entire Vtubing community grow into this amazing, colorful, and successful world. I love the banter we've shared over the years. I love your clips and compilations, your cosplays, fan art, every single bit of it. I am so lucky to have been loved in such a way. Those of you that sat and fretted over what to write, that poured your hearts out to me in ink, please know that I have all of your letters, and I will seal them and keep them forever until the archaeologists dig them up in 300 years and try and decipher what a Gura was. Thank you for your compassion, your creativity, and your dedication to me. Thank you for waiting for me.
Oh my god.
Thank you for waiting for me to return when the outside world became too much. Let's have as much fun as we can together during these last 2 weeks. Please share your kindness and patience with everyone. And while my time here may be coming to an end, I will cherish the memories that we've made together forever. I have one final project to share with you, and I can't wait for you to see it. I'm feeling really optimistic for the future, and I hope you are too. Thank you everyone for letting me be your little shark.
I think that's the end. The thing is that this is really hard for her. I think that people don't understand. First of all, she's so sweet. She's so cute. And it's such a, it must have been really hard for her to step up like that and say this, because she has millions of people that look up to her, and she has like, in many ways, the character and the one she's been playing has such a significant meaning to the space itself, to Vtubing space itself. She's sitting there in the middle between a tie where she has this big position that inspires a lot of people, that a lot of people have a big connection to, and she doesn't want to disappoint those people that have gotten her so far, and also the ones that makes her smile. You know, like in the end of the day, the fans, the viewers, everybody are the ones that are making the streamers, the content creators day, because they wouldn't be there. Like we're just crazy lunatics sitting here yapping and thinking we hear noises and reading a chat. The thing is that she's sitting there behind middle of that kind of connection, and that's kind of responsibility that she feels on herself. Like most content creator has this kind of inner responsibility where they have some obligation for their viewers. And then you have the other side where it's that she's in a company that is shifting and it's tiring her out, and she doesn't like the changes. She doesn't like what they're requesting. She doesn't like the factor that it has morphed in a way that doesn't fit what she originally signed in for. Because the thing is that hololive has changed a lot. It has. And the reason for hololive changing is mostly because they are now a public traded company. And what does that entail? In short, and the easiest way to explain it is that they have now a responsibility to show profit to their investors. They have now a responsibility to not be that lean and have a public image that is completely free of issues. Have an image that is perfectly fitting for their investors to get more investor and keep the current investors on float and make sure that their branding goes on top. And whenever you have this kind of structure, it changes the natural freedom of just the content creator itself. And it makes sense because like the recent hololive members have been more designated to be actual VTubers. And what do I mean when I say actual VTubers? Now, if we go into Western terms, if we go talk about Twitter, we talk about Twitter. They don't even know what a VTuber is. The thing is that hololive is kind of moving a little bit away and shifting a little bit away from the factor of being a content creator. They're kind of moving more direction of being an idol. Being somebody that is perfect, being somebody that is making music, creating covers, creating content that are digested by fans, and less of this inner freedom of like fun and laughs that are not orchestrated and kind of created by the branding behind them. And if you've seen, like, for example, let's take Kpop for an example. Let's use Kpop as an example. Have you ever seen the difference of how a VTuber in hololive or Niji-sanji works compared to a Kpop group? A Kpop group often has like these specific shows and things that they have to go and group up and do fun stuff. And in many ways, those are scripted in the sense that they have been choreographed to, this is what we're going to do. Now, their response, their action, and what they say is not their script. But in a VTubing field, the whole idea, what you're beginning with, is decided by the VTuber. By the idea of what's going on in front of the audience in a K-pop group stance, it's decided by the organization behind them. And what is happening is that Vtubing is shifting. It is shifting at least within the corpos, at least at the Asian corpos. They're noticing that a lot of Vtubing is not moved forward. It hasn't moved forward. When is the last time Vtubing did anything crazy? Like, we had the breach, we had the branding, we had the whole explosion, and it has not really done much. It hasn't done any more than what it already began or became after streaming. It hasn't really evolved much after streaming. And I think that what's happening is that they're seeing now that keeping that perfect imagery is the most beneficial for them in the long term, and even for some in the short term, just to create more, to receive more general, either in the sense of investments or in the sense of just sales of figures, of items, of products, of anything related to those VTubers. Having any fiascos, having any nonsense going on, they don't need that. They have no need. Do you think Niji-sanji needed all of those situations that happened in the past? Do you think they needed all of those the scenarios where one guy was being a creep, or this guy's at a breakdown, or this girl is literally losing it. They don't. They don't want that. None of them want that. They want none of them want anything to happen. They want them to be literal figures of their imagination for the perfection of the company. And it's really sad. And we all know, if you've ever taken a look at idol culture, we all know that it's not very humane, in the sense that the actors or the people behind that, the singers and the performers, are most often viewed nearly as a doll behind the corporation itself. There's very few of them that gives them the freedom they need. And I think there has been enough evidence that everybody know. I think I've never talked to somebody, for example, interested in J-pop or K-pop or any sort of idol, like anything within idol, that completely neglects the idea that what is going on behind the corporation. Everybody knows it. And this whole idea, this change has changed the way of what Gura signed in originally. And she doesn't want to do that. She want to be probably more relaxed. And honestly, she doesn't need it. But this character itself, this specific character here, has so much meaning. It's really hard. It's very, very hard to separate from it. But I'm happy. In a way, I'm really sad to say goodbye to this character. And I get it. I get, like, I think we will never lose it because it will always be there. We always have it. And I'll look back at it. But it's still sad to see it go. But at the same time, it's going to be great to know that nobody is tied to those strains and chains that they don't wish to continue with any further. And at least somebody as great, like as kind as her, as sweet as her, she hasn't really been able to do much because of what's been going on, because of the strains, the exhaustion of traveling all the time, and all the demands from the corporation, like the corporation she was behind. She now has the opportunities to do kind of what she does and do more of what she enjoys, instead of constantly feeling forced to do what somebody else wants to do. And I think that's a great thing. And the thing is that most people here are very sad. This came like, again, I don't think it came as a shock for a lot of VTuber fans that used to watch her, because the factor is that everybody kind of knew this was going to happen. Everybody did. Like, everybody that paid attention had an idea. Like, this didn't come out of nowhere. Like, once you saw the announcement, everybody knew. Like, everybody knew. I looked at Twitch chat, people knew. I looked at my Discord, people knew. Everybody knew that this is the next step. And honestly, I said good. I said good. I think that Vtubing has not really done much recently at all, and I hope the corporation will in some way evolve it, or some indies will start to pop up and figure out something new. And that's fine. If they want to focus on that, and if somebody want to sign in for that deal, that's fine. Go ahead with it. I wish them the best, and I want to see how it goes. But I think that in the end of the day, I'm glad that Gura is doing what's best for her. And probably in many ways best for her fans, even if she doesn't really, probably has a split opinion about what's best for her fans. Perhaps. I'm not sure. I'm not her, so I can't read her mind. But yeah. The fact that she has the guts to graduate show how strong she is. Because again, it's scared to make that decision, and it's not easy to make it. Graduate, especially from a company you have to think through. I think she will do all well, because a lot of people don't really sign up for the character that she's playing. They're signing up for her. She will do well. But the problem is, again, her character has so significant big meaning, at least in the English space, because she's one of the biggest. She either is the biggest or one of the biggest English VTubers out there. She at least is one of the biggest VTubers when it comes to influence. Her character, like, is probably one of the ones that most VTuber fans know of. Like, just abroad. And I think saying goodbye to that, saying goodbye to that And saying to your fans that this is the end of it is a hard thing to do. It really is. So big props to Gura. I'm going to watch her when she goes on her alt or rebrands or whatever she does. And I wish her the best because I think she's great. We need her. We need more of her. Because at the moment, I'm being real. I'm gonna be real. Vtubing has been stale. Vtubing has been stale. If y'all want me to talk more about what I think about Vtubing recently, or what I think about generally about it being stale, I can pop off with it. You just ask me in chat. If you're interested in hearing more and yap with me, you come by my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Adley. If you want to watch more reacts, feel free to sub to the channel. And yeah, like this video. I'll see you guys around. Take care. Have a good one. And yeah, peace. Have a good one. Peace. Bye. Bye.